HybridFoxKid, and welcome back to the Blocks SMP. In the previous episode, we checked out the new 121 update in the trial chambers and acquired the 2 armor trims needed for the collection. So I think now what we gotta do is do some more building around the base. I really want to knuckle down and get it done before the time of this server runs out. So if we have a nosy just over here, we have 2 blueprints, one here and one here, and I want to decorate both of them today. So what I'm gonna do, instead of one time lapse building this up and then decorating it, and then a little bit later there's another time lapse building that one up and then decorating it, I'm going to build both of these buildings simultaneously, one then the other, and then we're going to decorate them all in this episode. Also behind me, I didn't address it, but now that it's in this frame, I'm going to show it off. I have started raising this level here, and so far I'm liking it. I just need to chuck in the diorite and rip up all the diorite on the inside as well, but that's a problem for later. But first, we got to go do the time lapse over here and get these 2 buildings set up and ready. So yeah, I'm going to throw us into a time lapse and get the 2 buildings up and ready so we can decorate them. With the quick time lapse done, 2 new buildings have popped up in the base, and now it's time to get down to work and actually decorate them. Unlike my 5-star hotel over there, these 2 buildings actually do hold a purpose and are going to be used relatively often. So first we'll talk about this building here. So this building is essentially going to hold all of my librarian villagers, and as you can see, I've already popped them in there. You've seen me move villagers plenty of times. I thought I'd just get it over and done with and quickly pop them in their cells. So yes, all my librarians are in, and don't worry, it's not going to be a library. I have an idea. But before we deal with this building, let's go have a nosy at this building as well. So this building here used to be kind of important, but now it's semi-redundant with the current farm I built. So if you have a nosy over here, we do have a drop down into the water, all the way down into the abyss. And if we continue our way all the way down here, it's a very, very long tunnel, which I've already decorated as well. We have a skeleton farm. Yes, very redundant now that I have a wither skeleton farm, but this has been here for a very long time, so I thought I wanted to decorate it and commemorate it as well. I built like 3 skeleton farms in this server alone. Skeleton farms are very popular for me, but yeah, now with the wither skeleton farm, this is kind of redundant, but yeah, we'll build it up just to make it pretty. So yeah, that's just easy access into the farm itself. So what I'm planning for this building is to be kind of a monster hunting guild, because it's connected to the skeleton farm. Skeletons are monsters, so nothing better than Monster Hunter Guild. So yeah, let's get this decorated and see how it's going to turn out. I'm trying really hard against it, but a part of me really wants to put like a creeper or a zombie in this area. It would be kind of cool, but I don't want to have to get another mob from the mainland. Probably won't get a skeleton though, because those things are way too annoying to try and transport. And you can't have a Hunter's Guild without a bounty board. This is always my favorite way to make a bounty board. Look how cool it looks. I really do like it, but I think it's a little bit too flush with the wall. I might have to pop it out a tiny bit. There we go, that probably sits a little bit better popping out from the wall a tiny bit. I didn't bother adding any writing because it was going to be a lot of time but not much of a payoff, so I believe just some squiggles should look nice. And I did just have an epiphany while I was building. I have a whole bunch of mob heads, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build a big old shelf, probably about here, and display all the mob heads I've had throughout this season. This isn't even half of them. I have too many in my storage area and not enough inventory space. So yeah, let's get that shelf set up as well, and let's display all these heads. So I've cleared up majority of my inventory and got all the mob heads I had access to. Now it's time to just put them on the shelf. I don't know if I have enough for all of these mob heads, but I am going to scatter around a couple of duplicates as well. There we go, even with a couple duplicates, we have the whole shelf of mob heads set up, and I do still have a whole bunch in my inventory, which I think I'm might scatter around here as I decorate it a little bit more. With this section done, now we just need to take our attention over to this area over here, and I think I may have a plan. So with this wall here, I might duplicate the bulletin board design and make it like a monster encyclopedia, like skeletons drop bones, zombies drop rotten flesh, and just pin them up on the bulletin board. And then over in this area might be like a gear rental area to borrow swords, armor, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think I'm gonna get down to work and get those two done, and we'll see what it looks like at the end. I built up the information board for all the hunters, as well as a little equipment rental area and just a little seating area as well. And I gotta say, it's kind of cute. It feels rather cozy in here, and I don't know why. This is probably the place where all the gruff, scary people hang out, but I don't know, it just feels kind of cozy. But I think with that is the Hunters Guild done, and that also officially means that this build is also complete. I decorated all the outside as well, added some plants, added some windows, and it does look rather nice. So now all we need to do is turn our attention over to this building and get that one completed. So yeah, let's move over all our shulker boxes, change our area of operation. There we go, the base of operation has been moved, and now it's time to explain what this building is. As I've shown before, it does have our librarian villages in there, but this time I'm not doing a library. I've done too many libraries, and my sugarcane farm all the way down there, like we can't even see it at this point, also kind of doubles as a library as well. So instead of repeating the same theme over and over again, I decided to make this like a crystal place, like, you know those shops that sell like healing crystals and do tarot readings and all stuff like that? I think that's the kind of vibe I want to get with this place. So these librarians are in fact fortune tellers, tarot readers, and all of those other things like that. So yeah, I think with that, I'm going to spruce this place up with a lot of amethyst, a lot of glass, and just crystalline kind of things. All of those things that you would find in those kind of shops, like incense as well. So before I even start with the inside, I do want to take our attention over to this area here, which I think what I'm planning for is just a geode that's been unearthed from the ocean. So I'm going to try and copy the natural design of a naturally generated geode and pop it up for display to make it look snazzy. So yeah, I think I'll do that first, and then we'll move on to the inside. Okay, so after a lot of back and forth, I finally finished the geode, and one thing I do gotta say about these, as easy as they look to build, this actually took me a very, very long time. I was so stuck on how to do like a diagonal cylindrical shape. It was a bit tough, but I did get there in the end, and I decided to scatter a little bit of amethyst around as well, just to add a little bit more to the area. So now that I'm done with this part, let's move on over to the interior and get this all decorated. So I don't really have much of an idea of what I actually want to chuck in this area. My main idea of it being a crystal shop really got as far as I wanted to use amethyst, and there's not really many gems in Minecraft other than like diamonds and emeralds, but they're boring. We've seen them plenty of times, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a couple of tables and just chuck a whole bunch of these around, and probably just pop some calcite around the place. It might semi-turn into like a mineral shop as well, because at this point we only have amethyst to work with. I would love like a sapphire block. We need more of this, but in different colors. Imagine how good it would look having like a green version and like a blue version and like a yellow version. It would be awesome. I need more of these. But enough of my hopeful thinking, let's get this base built up. So I've done a little bit of decorating, and I really ran out of what to do with amethyst pretty fast. I decided to add a bunch of rocks behind it as well, just to make it like a rock, crystal, and mineral kind of shop as well. So they're all lumped into one big sum. And while I was building these, I remembered that now with the 121 update, I have a data pack that allows me to create mini blocks. So if I just chuck this in a sawmill, I can make a mini one. It makes it so much easier than just checking out the wandering trader. So yeah, let's make a bunch of these and scatter them around the area. Apparently Basalt doesn't have a mini block. I'll deal with that problem in a jiffy. And with these being added as well, it will add a little bit more dimension to the rock. Now I hope these change color. Oh, they're a different color on each side. Well, that's kind of cool, but I won't be looking at it long enough to worry me. That's good enough, it'll be fine. If I don't think about it, it won't annoy me. There we go, all the mini blocks have been added, and I think they actually look rather nice. As I said before, they add a little bit more dimension, so it's not just a basic flat shape. And I think with that as well, this area is now officially complete. It's much more basic, unlike the Hunters Guild, but there's really only so much I can do with amethyst clusters. So I gotta say, for what it is, I kind of like it. It is kind of cute. So with the interior being finished, there's one more thing I want to do before I fully round off this general vicinity. As you can see, we have an awkward plot here that's just been outlined with nothing going on the inside. What I'm planning to chuck here is a big big old tree. So you have these little dotted trees around the base already, which are purely there just to fill up a little bit of space. I want to do the exact same, but on a bit of a bigger scale. So maybe the trunk being 2x2 and it being a lot taller. Maybe the same height as the house, or maybe a tiny bit smaller. We're honestly gonna have to wait and see. And as you know, I'm not the best at building trees. So yeah, this one's going to be a task. Number one rule is less is more. So I'm going to try and stick to that and not make it as cluttered. Just try and make it like these trees where there's not much going on and you can see between the leaves. Okay, I've given myself the pep talk. Let's go. And there we go. The tree design is done. And I gotta say, it doesn't look half bad. I'm really notorious for overflowing the tree with leaves, and I'm trying to go with the phrase of less is better. I think this one actually looks rather nice. Yeah, not bad. One of my main go-tos was to not have any of the branches be plain or wood blocks. All of them are fence gate. And another thing that I noticed as well is I tend to spray the tree out a little bit to the side, and I never really have much vertical height. So what I decided to do is build out one layer of leaves. I decided to add some fences onto those leaves and then build upwards from there. So there are a couple fences that are hanging on from nothing, but really you can't really see it from any angle unless you get really, really close down to the nitty-gritty. So I gotta say, I would like to believe that this tree is a successful build. So don't be surprised if you see a couple of these sprout along the base, especially in older areas, because I do have a couple of these plots planned out in specific spots, because it's just nice. It adds a little bit of greenery to the area, and yeah, it does look really, really cute. And also, I do need a little bit more organic into my base. My base is very, very structured at the moment, so a couple of trees won't hurt. Future hybrid here. So I did all of the building and the decorating all in one sitting, and I was almost positive I had a full episode worth of footage. Turns out it only hit 11 minutes, and as soon as I hit cut on that episode, I got a bit carried away and did a whole bunch of the decorating that I said I'm going to do at the end of this episode. So if you see some things in the background that haven't been addressed yet, don't worry, they'll be addressed in like 4 or 5 minutes. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to try and conveniently stay in this part of the area, and I'm going to do a little bit of decorating in this part here. I haven't decorated much of this area just yet, but I think I'm just going to start with this little area just to fill out the rest of this episode. So I'm going to go against my better judgment and actually chuck some mobs in this area. So what I'm thinking, since this is a Hunters Guild, maybe have like monster displays of the monsters they hunt. And I'm mostly going to go for the basic monsters like your zombie, your skeleton, but I also want to do something a little bit dumb and try and get a wither skeleton, as well as maybe a magma cube, because I'd imagine they'd be relatively easy to get through here. The only problem would be them despawning. So they're going to be held in a cell kind of like this, and they're all going to be splayed out from about here all the way down over to here. It's going to be like a show-off section where they're like, look at all the things we can hunt. So I don't even know if I want to keep it there. I've just plotted it there, and there we go. Okay, so I've set up the little display cages where the monsters are going to go, and as you can see, I did change it up a tiny bit. I've added glass in the middle just so you can see the monster a little bit better, and I have a total of 6. So we have 5 in this side and 1 all the way over there just looking a little bit sad. I might head over to the desert and try and pick up a husk. I think I might be a little bit too late for mobs to spawn. Well, we're gonna have to wait a day then. Okay, so the sun's gone, that means mobs are spawning. So I think I'm gonna start with the husk, because that is by far the easiest one to pick up. And then we'll move on to the more difficult one. One of you in a boat, please. Or maybe 2 of you. There we go. 2 are in a boat, good. Let's take out the rest of these guys, and then we can take that guy over to the base. Okay, they're fighting each other. Oh, another child, get out of here. Oh gosh, okay. Kill the one that doesn't have... Okay, get in and go! Bye, skeleton! Oh, the husk hitting me, not the skeleton. Okay, we are home free! We have the husk, do not panic! Okay, I just gotta not kick the bucket while I'm trying to make my way to the base. So this is the joy of transporting mobs, you just gotta take a whole bunch of damage. So yeah, let's get this guy and let's get him to follow us. Hello, friend! Would you like to follow me? I have a place for you to stay! There we go, I think you can swap out for a sword. There we go, okay. We'll pick that rail up, and there we go. That's the very first mob into the area. Oh gosh. Oh, I gotta be very careful when breaking those. So there we go. First mob, which is the husk, and then we just gotta get a whole bunch more. So I was just relocating the husk, and a thunderstorm started. Oh look who showed up. There's a skeleton army there. So if that's the case, I'm going to have to kill a skeleton horse for this. I'm gonna set up a couple of these to try and get myself a skeleton. Might be an easy way to get one. Okay. Hi friend, do you wanna spawn? How you doing? I wanna try and get one without a hat, but they all wear hats. Ow. Do the aesthetics outweigh the need for a skeleton? Oh, he's in the minecart. To be fair, it's not that noticeable, so it might just be an idea. Yeah, I'll get him. Okay, let's knock out all of these guys. Oh, I didn't mean to kill the horse. I'm so sorry. Okay, there we go. The horses are about. They can just hang around. Honestly, I do not like maneuvering skeletons so much that I'm probably just going to take this opportunity that's been given to me. You know what? A hat doesn't faze me too much. You look pretty dapper, friend. You can keep your hat. Okay, so he'll get going, and I need to remember to name tag him, because if I don't, he's going to despawn. Maybe. I actually don't know the fundamentals of name tagging specific mobs and stuff like that. Some you do. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Quick, hurry up. Get in your spot. Oh, you do have a hat on, so you're safe for a little while. It's just not permanent. Okay, get in there. Yay, we have the skeleton. Okay, we can take that out. And perfect, we have ourselves the skeleton. So at the moment we have a skeleton, we have a drowned, and then we have the husk. So we have about 3 more to get, which is going to be a zombie, a wither skeleton, and a magma cube. So I'll probably pop the zombie in here off camera because you see me already grab 2. I think the more interesting one is going to be the wither skeleton as well as the magma cube. Okay, so we're in the nether tunnels, and luckily enough for me, I'm very conveniently placed right next to a basalt delta, and there should be a bunch of magma cubes spawning in this area. I'll tell you now, the one time I actually need them to spawn, they probably won't. Oh, there they are. Hello, friend. How you doing? Now, I only need one of you guys, and I think I kind of want the smaller variant because it'll just be a little bit easier to transport. So let's get this guy to follow me, and let's see how difficult this will be. Shouldn't be too hard. I imagine it will just be very slow. There we go. He's made it through the portal. Now let's see if he stays around. Maybe. Yes. Something's hitting me. Hello. Oh, there you are, friend. How you doing? Now we got to do the long, arduous journey of going down the stairs. This is going to be a good time. Now, hopefully it doesn't rain because I need to get this little guy all the way over there without it raining. Okay, so we're so very close to the cell that the magma cube is going to sit in. This has taken a very, very long time of just waiting and hoping. And as you can see, I put a dirt path all the way from where I came from because I think rain kills magma cubes. And yeah, this server rains all the time, so I did not want to risk killing him halfway through the journey. So the second he gets in here, oh gosh, I don't have my wings on. This is bad. There we go. I can do that. And then hopefully he decides to turn in there. And there we go! We got him in there! He is in his cell! Perfect. Okay. That was daunting. The only thing we need to go grab now is a wither skeleton. So I don't think it's going to be too different from the magma cube. It's just going to be me waiting for a skeleton to follow me. There we go. With that, I have the wither skeleton into the cell. And I gotta say, I would gladly transport a wither skeleton again before I do another magma cube, because this one took about 3 minutes, where this one took about 20. So yeah, definitely doing a wither skeleton again before I do a magma cube. But with saying that, we have all of the 6 cells filled out with all the different mobs, and I gotta say, it adds a little bit more life to the area, and I do really like it. So this is just the first step of decorating all of this extra open area, and I think I gotta say, it's a step in the right direction. But with that being said, I think I'm all done with the transporting of mobs, and I think I'm gonna throw us over to Past Hybrid to do the outro where I was just finishing up building that tree. So yeah, expect all this to disappear in like 2 seconds because again, I'm Future Hybrid, so back to Past Hybrid. But I think with that, I might leave this episode here. We got a lot of building done in today's episode, and I think between episodes, I'm going to try and get another water highway done. So I have this one planned out here, and it's going to go all the way down to this raised area here as well, and hopefully in the next episode as well I will fully decorate this area too. I've got most of it done, I just need to add the coral. It's taken a while, but we will get there. So don't be surprised if you see a water highway appear here, as well as this area being decorated as well. Not that we're going to be focusing on that in the next episode, because I think I want to get my armor trim collection done. So yes, I'm gonna leave this episode here. If you guys like the video, give the video a thumbs up, and maybe subscribe if you want to stick around. All good, I'll see you guys next time. See ya!